So hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I hope your week has been fine this far. So I'm here with part 2 of that interesting story of mine. I don't know about you, but on my part it's interesting. Like, anyways. So where had we left at? Let's see. So I'll just read the last part of part 1. I told my heart once again not to hate her because it was not her fault to love him and for him to love her back. All in all, this did not help me at all. I suffered a big deal. So, part 2. Ayaz will tease her, and at that moment, a painful teardrop would land on my wounded heart. Kilai was sick. She had a kidney problem. Okay, that's kind of personal, so I won't continue with the details. Due to these, she oftenly fainted. I also would later on joke around with her about it. Once again, I would die inside. I felt that her sickness made him love her more. Is that true, guys? I don't know. Made him love her more, despite her being really, really pretty. It came a point that I also wished I could faint. But this was so true, because it will be like we'll just be in class, then she'll just suddenly faint. We'll carry her out, and after she regains consciousness and she's back, like, everyone will be so caring, me included. Remember, she was my friend, because she was a great girl. But I kind of felt that Ayaz even loved her more because of that. I remember sleeping at night and I'm like, Manze God, so you just give me a sickness that might make him love me even more. Anyway, actually, Kila is a really good girl. She's social to everyone. She's courageous, friendly, and is easygoing. It's no coincidence that Azu, as she used to call Ayaz, loved her. I continued loving him silently despite everything. Ayaz was somehow rude. Actually, he was arrogant to some extent. His character was not all that perfect, but that did not reduce a percentage of how much I loved him. That's when I realized that love is really blind. Actually, it's not love that's blind, but those who love. Yeah, the lovers are the ones that are blind, because at that moment when you love this person, you're infatuated with this person, you'll not be able to notice. What was that? You won't be able to notice any flaws in their characters, in their behaviors. They'll just be perfect before your own eyes. Naturally, I was happy if I saw him happy and healthy. If he was sick or in trouble, a piece of me was also not good. Many a times he was in trouble with the head teacher and the school director. I really felt bad for him at those times. I felt and wished I could help him, but if wishes were horses, you know what? Surprisingly, he never felt bad for himself or even a little bit sorry. He was such a don't care. Baby, he really was. Like, he just lived his life. Whatever came to his mind, whatever he wanted to do, that he would do. He didn't care. He had a very bad handwriting. Once I remember, the way you see the lines in a book, his handwriting was from the bottom line to the top line. Like, but because of love, I kind of liked the handwriting. Ha! He had a very bad handwriting that he never cared about. Many a times I told him to change it, but whenever I did that, he got angry. He did not like it. It's just I'm in a hurry, guys, that's why. Anyway, he did not like it one bit that I cared for him. This in addition made me sad. When that feeling when you so much care for someone, like you want to be a part of their life in every possible way, but they kind of feel irritated by every bit of that. It's sad. So as not to irritate him, I kept my distance from his affairs. I really loved him like I never loved anyone else. Manze, I was head over heels in love, something like that. Yeah. Once we arrived at their gate, to pick him up with the school bus, the maid told us that he was not going to school. So you see, like, actually, I and Anastasia were the first ones to be picked, and that was around 4:30 or 5 Manze. So by the time we are arriving at their place, is around almost 6. Yeah. So this one time we got there, and instead of missing Ayaz, I was like, hey, tunaenda kwa kina Ayaz, I'm seeing my Prince Charming. But instead of missing Ayaz, I'm seeing their maid. Yeah, and she told us that he's unwell, so he's not coming to school. Manze, my day just became dull from that moment. Anyway, I was not going to school. My heart dropped. What? You mean today I won't see him? I was really sad. That day was the longest and saddest. I couldn't bear it. Okay, yeah, I was going to school to study, but Manze, at the back of all that, I also wanted to see my Prince Charming daily, to just know that he's there, you can see him. But it's like and that day was bad, guys. That day was bad. Anyway, the next day I was yearning to see my love. Okay, the next day I was yearning to see my love, the one who will never love me back. My heart melted with joy when I saw him jump into the bus. I told you guys he loves football, so like he was very light. I don't know whether, sorry by the way for the noise in the background, I don't know whether that's the right term. Like he will literally jump into the bus when we were picking him up, and it was heavenly. My heart melted with joy when I saw him jump into the bus. My day was so much better with seeing him around. Class 7 was done, and we were in class 8, 2012. Wait a minute. Before we go there, there's a little detail missing. In class 7, a new boy joined our class by the name Collins Kiplangat. I won't mention the third name. To me, he was just a normal classmate like any other. He was short, but not a dwarf. Somehow plump, not too much though. He was dark, actually chocolate-like. His best friend was Joshua Ombaso. These two had a very bizarre behavior. That is, the two were super scared of girls. Hey, Manze, I don't know whether there's this term, gallophobia. These guys were afraid of girls. Like a simple touch from a lady, and these guys would jump. Sort of a reflex. They had a reflex against girls. Where was I? The two were super scared of girls. They could not stand a simple touch from a girl. They would jump like crazy. They were so awkward, but we loved it. We actually made fun of them. Kila many a times she provoked them, especially Collins. Anyway, I did not care. My eyes were just hooked on Ayaz, my one and only love. Kila and Collins became desk mates, and she would really get close to him. That is, make fun of his character. Like Kelly was a free spirit, so she and Collins were desk mates. Just because of their behavior, she will just provoke him. But what happened there? My uncle almost caught me. Guys, I'm shy, so when I'm doing this, I like it when I'm all alone. So my uncle caught me. Yeah, anyway, let's get back to where we were. Kila and Collins became desk mates, and she would really get close to him. That is, make fun of his character. So the two, Collins and Joshua, really made our days with their fear. The two were so close, like saliva and Mr. Tongue. Collins lived in South B, Joshua lived in Syokimau. Azu and Kila were in South C. Their places were close. Sometimes I would hear they were together in weekends, and as usual, I would get jealous. Manze, I didn't like hearing such stories. Well then, without realizing it, I got attracted to Collins. Guys, I got attracted to Collins. It really happened so fast that I didn't realize it. Unfortunately for me, he also liked Kelly. Guys, when they say disaster does not strike singly, like they just come all of them at the same time. Why did he also have to like guy? Okay, why is it that the guys I love end up loving Kelly? I would ask myself, but no answer would come around. Guys, okay, this will mark the end of part 2. I shall see you guys again in part 3. Yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Adios.